As ever, I need to refresh my memory as to where I am. Right, I've just got atomic theory. So I can build the Manhattan Project. I should make that a priority. Because then people won't come toward me if I've got nukes. I've skipped this. I'm not doing cultural victories. And I've got enough oil. Extending the range of sea trade routes would be good. I want to get towards the Apollo program though, because I'm doing okay for money at the moment. So I'm building the porcelain tower, a research lab, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, did I finish that war? I did. Okay, that's right. I'd build a city out here, hadn't I? I've connected it by railroad. I'm improving the oil resources. And I'd like a great general so I can steal that as well, if I can. Do I have any great generals? No, and they're only earned through combat. So, oh, I do have a great general. So I could send the great general down there and steal that. Do I have open borders with this guy? I'm not sure that's worth it. I can pop the great general there, which will gain me all those tiles. Or there, which would gain me and some uranium. I think we know where the great general is going. Right. Usual question. Anybody in need of a trade route? No? Yes, Quebec City want one. So let's give them that. Carry a little bit of favour with them. Not a huge amount, but it helps. We've got one spy unallocated. I don't think any other civilization is ahead of me in technology, so it's not worth setting up as a spy. Host gets 5 + 1 for every city-state ally. So, who's that? Wellington. Let's send this spy to, oh, we've already got a spy in Wellington. Side on. Just trying to get city-states on my side for, firstly, to get more votes in the World Congress, but also to prevent anybody else from sneaking a diplomatic victory just as I'm on the verge of a science victory. Workboat to finally work that tile. We can improve that tile and work it. Have we got a museum in there yet? We don't. Let's pop a museum in. How's our happiness? Our happiness is good. Let's pop a museum in and chuck out a couple of archaeologists to go and find stuff to fill it. Choose host. Askia is going to get it unless I give it to Shaka or Montezuma. Who's more likely to act in my interest? Probably Shaka. Because he's gone order. And I can't move there yet because that worker is building a post. So I'm going to just move it out for a minute so that I can go there. Yeah. And the worker can now come back down to complete their business. Right. We would have to go to the base tenant again. Not that many more buildings to build. If people start invading me, that might be useful. I'm not bothered about people stealing techs. Happiness I've got enough of. So what are my social policy options? And maybe that's worth getting. It might also be worth opening patronage. Keep the city-states more in order. Let me remind myself about how much culture I'm producing. 58 and 53. So it'd be like 30 more culture. And the cost of the next policy is in the 3,000s. So, that's not huge. It's not a huge amount, is it? So, and I have to go through there to get there. So I think patronism. I think keeping the city-states on side is going to be my most useful option at this stage. Okay, what do we have in terms of writing slots? We've got one that needs filling. Some wonders might give us more. Cristiano Ronaldo, porcelain power tower. No, nothing at the moment gives me slots, so I'll create the great work. And what other slots do I have available? Nothing. Museums you can put art into, but artifacts will do just as well. So right at the moment, I'm just going to stop creating writers, which gives me more. Oh, but it does reduce my cultural output, doesn't it? I think I'm going to actually put everything on. I sent this unit up here ages ago to deal with some barbarians, and it looks like the barbarians have been dealt with. But what I'll do is I'll park it near this city, because check is pleased with me, because this camp might spawn again, and then this will come under attack again, and I can get some nice friendship points. Another luxury, lovely jubbly. Yeah, it looks like Mombasa can handle itself. Right, you get back to constructing the trading post, and you are going to pop him in as a fort, and that's going to give me all these squares. Yeah, Aski didn't like it. But it means I've got another resource of oil and another resource of uranium. I'm going to pop that unit into there and fortify it. Which workers have I got idle? You're idle, so you can go down there. You look a bit idlish. Gonna have you go and improve that uranium. Now, do I have any other uranium on my territory? It's a matter of going around. It can help to switch to the strategic view, but I can't remember how to do that. Somewhere's gone freedom. Where do I go in strategic view? I've forgotten. It should surely be an option. Ah, there it is. Okay. So uranium looks like that in strategic view. And it looks like popping that great general was the best course of action, because it doesn't appear that there's any other uranium on my territory at all. Is there any unclaimed land that could be settled and thus exploited? Okay, this is just a very, very bad map for uranium. Well, there's some there, but that's probably, it's too near to the other cities. Same problem I had with the oil. Right. Okay, so I'm going to have to enhance that. It's only 4. But that's certainly enough to build a couple of A-bombs. Porcelain Tower! Hurrah! Right, you can go off and improve that, please. Busan. Manhattan Project. Doesn't really matter. Research lab. Give priority to technology, if you can. Hydro plant, useful though. Every square along the river gets +1 productivity, and look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If it applies in the city as well, then 8. So I'm actually going to prioritize that ahead of the research lab, because it makes building everything else faster. Yeah, the camp itself has gone. Let's fortify that there. Ah, now yes, I was waiting, wasn't I, to get enough faith there, so I can pop that and then buy a pagoda. 800 must go up. Must go up in cost every time you pop one. Wouldn't hurt to get one out there as well. Oh, that's right. I was going to use the Great General to connect these up, wasn't I? Oh well. Hopefully the borders will creep out and kind of connect. I could expend some gold to encourage that. But it's going to take the best placed tile every time. So it's going to take a while before it... Well, I don't know, Sugar. Sugar's probably got quite a good score. Oh, I came third. Oh, but it's 720 or more, so I should have got 3 happiness and 1 time influence increase. I was never going to beat Montezuma. Doesn't tell me I've got 3 from... I wonder if I did get it. Oh, and I've still got 1 more pop of this profit, so I'll pop them down there. And when I get 1,000 faith, I'll get the pagoda in that city as well. Okay, now barb camps won't spawn if somebody's got visibility of them. So I'll pull this unit back to here. And then if barb camps do appear, I can just dispose of the barbs. Okay, so these tiles are not going to be workable by that city. Everything workable by that city has been improved. Okay. Yeah, let's be mates, Shaka. Look, mate, you're on thin ice. I've already taken a couple of your cities. Okay. It's expensive, but I can really be bothered to haggle, and I don't need coal anymore. I'm past the industrial era. I need it for my factories. My existing factories. Oh, that reminds me of what city I need to build another factory in. Over here. But it probably won't come for a while. Right, caravan. I think that was going up to there earlier. What am I building in my capital? That. And then a hydro plant, and then a research lab. So I'm a little bit away from constructing more cargo boats. So I will keep this going for now. Buenos Aires. Right. Build a uranium mine, please. Well, interestingly, the stealing of that land has put my artillery units in range of their capital, should I want to take it. Which kind of makes the conquest victory interesting again, because then I take Janine, push up to Aarhus, take Copenhagen, and that basically means I'm safe on my own continent. Nobody can really threaten me. But then it's the taking of these cities. Take Constantinople, I'd have to because it's an original capital. Use that to push up towards that city, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. How far are we away from satellites? Because that'll expose the whole map. I mean, I suppose I could send off a unit to scout this fog of war. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Give it something to do. Except I don't think I've got a scout anymore. It's an early game unit. Or did I upgrade it? It would have gone to a Gatling gun. I haven't got glasses on, so I'm having to lean forward. It's a great scientist. Gatling gun, Gatling gun, Gatling gun. Right, so the scout died horribly somewhere. We haven't got rocketry yet. Nuclear fission allows us to build the bomb. So actually I want to push up to there first. Archaeologist, right. Archaeologists dig up ruins. There's some ruins there. But what I like to do, because I generally get to this level before the other civs, I go as far away as I can. I get the furthest away ruins first, because otherwise they're close to the other civ and the other civ will just get it. They've got some uranium. I would need another 66. Okay. Let's get a railroad in there and join up the fort. And you can... Is it S or A for a sentry mode? A. And you can go and do that oil. Well, it looks as if something has occupied the tile to which I was headed, so to make it less likely that a unit will occupy that tile and thus make my one stop, I'll just put it into the sea, because something must have landed there and it's saying, oh, I can't go that route now. No, sorry, not interested. Somebody's got an ideology. Freedom. So maybe the Zulus and I can enforce a world ideology of order. Now what for you? That could be improved, that tile. Note to self, fart might be on mic. I'll chop it down for the production, why not? Might slightly help this town. I think I'm going to spend some cash. Let's get the watermill up. Hydropower consumes aluminium. I'm very rich in aluminium. And gives me productivity along the river, which is nice. Let's get that. And we'll buy the granary to encourage growth. Okay, broadcast tower plus 33 culture. It's only 20 culture in that. It's really not worth doing. Stock exchange for more gold. Very nice. Zoo for happiness. Very nice. But let's churn out some cargo ships. Make sure we've got all our trade routes filled. Oh, I was going to create that road, wasn't I? Oh well. Put the farm in there instead. And this archaeologist can also come down towards here because we've got the two digs. Are there any other digs on the other continent? If you're going for a cultural victory, preventing the other civs from getting the archaeology can be very, very handy. They complain if you dig them up in their territory, but look, there's one that's not claimed. You can also dig them up if they're in a city-state, and you can convert them to a cultural monument and get a little one-time boost with that city-state. And that gives you two advantages. Firstly, of course, you get the boost, but second, you prevent other civs from acquiring it. Yeah, I don't think it's going to expand into that oil. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 is the maximum. It can expand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we've reached kind of our maximum expansion of the borders of these. Minus 10% cost of adopting policies. Great. Straight on to hydro plant. We'll fortify that. Golden Age could be worth having. Fair deal. Always go for a fair deal. That was a culture bomb. Somebody trying to do culture. And I assume it's Songhai, because it happened in this tile, so it can't have been a non-Songhai unit. Influenced by player, Songhai. They've got familiar with Denmark. Then they're not getting anywhere with me or the Aztecs. Yeah, so they're trying. But they are going to ultimately fail with the cultural victory. Go get the oil. Right, I'm going to relocate that to Seoul. I think that's probably got more options. Yeah, research agreement. Thank you very much. Nice little boost to my science there. Now, if other players haven't got aircraft, I tend to wait until radar to start building them, rather than build early aircraft and then upgrade them. But we get these really useful options now. Paratroopers can move quite far by paradropping, and you can move units around using the airport. Yeah, there are lots of options. Nobody wants trade routes, so we'll just go for the most gold. And trading with another civ gives you science as well. If you're worried about faith, you have to watch it, because trade introduces faith pressure. Could make your city convert to something you don't want it to convert to. Although you do always have the option of buying an Inquisitor using faith, and parking that next to a city, and then no other faiths can grow. You can even pop the Inquisitor to remove another faith. But to that kind of stuff, you need a lot of faith in the game, and I'm just not sure how useful. There's a whole DLC with it. It's kind of a fun addition, but because you can't get a faith victory, because you can't get a faith victory, you can use it to generate a lot of gold and a lot of faith, and I guess you can use that faith to buy great people and so forth, but I've never really used it. No, we do not want autocracy, we want order. Okay. 6 turns until border growth. But really, I've got 3 workers out here, and I'm not sure I have much use for workers from here on in. Other than if I go to war, they can be used to repair damage. Good, world ideology failed. Oops. Choose production. %50 in trade route range is useful. Airlifting will be useful if I go for a domination victory. I don't want to pay 3 maintenance to get a 33% increase in that. So let's build our first air defense units. Money. I'll take the money. I'll just keep that one stationed there rather than move it back again later after the harbour's built. Next time it comes up for trade route renewal, I'll put it somewhere else. But it's fine for now. If you're playing on deity, you're probably going to want to micromanage all that stuff. But I'm not. I'm playing on king. And let's do a dig. Save that for popping. Nah, Not interested in war. I'm cruising to a science victory. The only way I'd be interested in war is if somebody was looking at a cultural or a domination victory. No, a cultural or a diplomatic victory. I'm fairly secure, and I will be even more secure when I get those nukes, which I should now be able to build. Hold on, don't I get plus happiness for castles? I do, because I got that wonder. Right, I could get a great profit. Don't really care to. Don't really need one. I'm not bothered if these cities change religion now, because I don't get that much from it. Where's the... Where's the option to build a nuke? Oh, I don't have the tech yet. Okay. In that case, let's build the opera house. Place to store some music. You can do a dig. Choose archaeology. Now, the theming bonus of archaeology is, I think it's like different civilizations, same era. I can create a landmark improvement, but since it's outside the borders of this city-state, that won't give me anything. So I'm going to take that. It doesn't tell me. Oh, it's ancient era, and it's beads. Right. So that should go straight into my museum. Beads. It looks just like a work of art, which is confusing. And both great works, same type, both art or artifact, both from the same era, and either both from the city civilization or both from civilizations other than the city owner. Right, so yeah, same era, different civs. Right. Beads. Beads is apparently Ashley a Van Gogh artwork. Okay. No, I've never actually tried that before. Now, I'm going to build museums in all the other cities as well, ultimately. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 museums. So I need another 6 architectural digs to give me stuff. If you just go with digs, you generally can't get the theming bonus everywhere. You'd be very lucky to. So I usually hold out and put a couple of artworks in one. Yep, that's worth having. More influence to city-states. And I think I've got enough gold now to buy a factory over here, which will be nice. Make this a really big powerhouse of a city. Okay, rocketry and satellites. I never did send somebody off to explore that, did I? Choose production. We ought to get the military academy there. Nuclear plant, excellent production, but uses a valuable uranium resource. We should now be able to build an atomic bomb. Which I think takes 2 uranium. Oh no, only 1. It's a nuclear missile that takes uranium. But let's get nuclear weapons, and then people will be hesitant to mess with us. factory. And our production will go from 31.9 to 37.2. Not bad. Library. And walls for defense. Just in case somebody wants to mess about. And Byzantine or Aztec. Which one do we already have? City-state, so it doesn't matter. And it's classical era, so we won't get the theming bonus. Or at least not the full theming bonus, +1. We need them both to be ancient or both to be classical. I'll take your spices off you, mate. Thank you. I don't know, but truffles? Nah. Asking way too much, buddy. He probably doesn't like me. Oh, he's only neutral. Museum, please. And a couple of archaeologists. I like to queue them all up together, because that way I always know, I'm going to have the right number of archaeologists for the number of museums. There are exceptions, like if one city has got really poor production, I might build the 2 archaeologists in a different city. Silk for gold per turn. I've only got 20 happiness, but I'll accept that. Not liking the way you're moving your military units around, matey. Coming into my land, got a great general there and a lot of units. Looks a bit threatening. So I'm going to upgrade that to a machine gun. If he declares war, all his units will get kicked out of my territory. But he can destroy the uranium improvement. Do I have another machine gun? I do not. You can go up and improve that. You can go off and fortify. Don't think we've got any free music slots, do we? Oh, we do. I built an opera house. How lovely. Right. Did I build Broadway already? Yes. And you can build a railroad there just to join up that with railroad to make reinforcing more efficient. It could be that he's gone to war with these guys and he's moving his army through because he's got open borders. He's allies with E09, so he wouldn't be invading them. Oi! Stop it! He's refused to stop it. Right, but now we've got rocket artillery as an upgrade, and that is massively powerful. But expensive to upgrade. Okay. So I built a fighter here. That's more production. It's more cash. Apollo program. It's got to be built somewhere. We may as well build it there. That allows us to start getting towards our science victory. You've got a choice. Combat strength when performing an air sweep. Unless you're on the higher difficulties, you're not going to have that much problem with air power. So I always go for more combat when intercepting, defensive, and then you've got +2 operational range, which can be very useful. Fighters aren't great against armor anyway, or against naval units. Dogfighting, same reason I don't go for it. And so I go interception 2. Let's rebase that down to here. Oops, rebase. Down to there. Because that's the border which is most likely to encounter any aerial threat. Trading post. Fortify. Next turn. He's definitely going after somebody, isn't he? And I'll bet it's down here. I'll bet he's going to conduct a massive war down there. And we're going to just set that to intercept. So should any bombers approach, it'll just go take them out. Or at least try to deflect them. Right, that unit is trapped, can't move through that one. So I'll just do it manually and put it back to automated exploration. Fortify that, got nothing to do with it. Cargo ship. Constantinople 25 is nice. Constantinople it is. The Aztecs. Well, they're on a different continent, so I don't care. However, if they start to get a bit aggressive, the plan would be battleships and destroyers take Constantinople. I annex it, build an airport, and then I can airlift troops from this continent over to this continent, rocket artillery, etc., head up to their capital city, take it, force them to give me another one in a peace treaty, which basically wipes out their strength, and then I'd have to find a way to take Ulundi, and that would put me within reach of a domination victory. I am quite happy for Songhai to go to war down here and lose some strength, although the danger is his units might get promotions and become stronger. But really, he's not going to catch me. He's still on artillery and cannon. Golden Age, good, we get more money. Right, public school is our first priority for the science. Okay, so where's the next archaeology? How far away? Either with a city-state or in unoccupied territory. I think there was one on this east coast, wasn't there? Yeah. I'm just going to move it to the coast. Less chance of a unit occupying that tile. No point sending out a scout, because the whole map's going to be revealed in another 5 turns. There's another dig. That one's inside somebody's territory, don't want to annoy them. We're about to get the nuke. $21. I mean, those are big words, Harold, for somebody whose neighbour now has nuclear weapons. Okay, choose production in Seoul, Opera House and then Museum. Let's get the castle for the happiness. And then the airport, in case we need to start doing lifting. We're just going to fortify that. Okay, so let's go dig up that. And now they come crawling. Museum. And 2 archaeologists to go with it. Pop onto there, please. Ooh, somebody's got a bit of a war going on. It's not clear with whom. Because who would have come and pillaged down there? They should have been attacking this city, and this is like a barb camp here, which makes me a bit nervous. My archaeologist is completely exposed to barbarians. Revolution. The Aztecs are now order. It is barbs. Bother. Okay. I'm going to move my archaeologist back into the sea for safekeeping. Right. So what's happened is that the Aztecs have been forced to change ideology. That happens when you get so much unhappiness. And when you get a lot of unhappiness, you get rebels appearing. So they're not barbs. They didn't come from a barb camp. They just sprang up at random in the countryside. So in order to protect my archaeologist, I'm going to send some troops over. I'm also going to promote these or upgrade these. So for this level of game, my military should now be strong enough that nobody's going to be silly enough to try and attack me. Unless they get really, really angry, or it looks like I'm about to win the game, in which case sometimes they will. Amphitheatre for you, please, and then it'll be Opera House. Right. We've got the Apollo program. We can now build the cockpit. And we need to build all these spaceship parts in order to launch the spaceship and win. So I like to head up to nanotechnology first, because that gives you an XCOM squad, which is just so massively OP. They can take cities by themselves. Giant death robot, also very, very, very good. Combat 150 compared to 100. And if you compare that to, say, a Marine, 65. And what I've currently got, where are we? Great War Infantry 50, Infantry 70. So they're not massively OP, but they are nice to have, because they act like paratroopers and can be deployed very fast. I'm going to move this privateer back to here, because satellites have revealed the entire world map. So we've got 2 ruins we can get from there. That's inside somebody's territory. So yeah, 2 more archaeological digs over there. Actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't want you coming through my lands anymore. When's the next World Congress? Ooh, we're here. Choose host. Askia will get it again unless I throw my weight behind the Zulus or the Aztecs. He is looking dangerously powerful. He's got 9 cities. Not 9. He's got 6 city-state allies. That needs to change. I wonder if I can bribe them away. Does that change his delegates? It doesn't. He'll do it next turn. Okay. So choose host. The Aztecs don't like me, but we've got the same ideology. So we might get order made the world ideology, which gives us minor advantages. Fortify that. And it's going to be much the same from now on. Every turn is going to be just... Oh, there's a few more important things, actually. I'm going to just give that no orders and then make this unit come over here so the archaeologists can be defended. Okay, so we've got an archaeologist coming out of there. We've got 2 of them. We're going to have an 2 more archaeologists there. Okay. Just thinking about how many relics I can dig up, and when I want to start building cultural monuments instead, I'm saving the ones which are inside city-states so that I can get enough beads and swords and whatnot that I can convert these ones into cultural sites and gain a bit of friendliness with the city-state. Ooh, see that drop? What happened there? Oh, a trade deal ended. Why don't I have the option of an opera house? Oh, I do. Again, just skip that turn. Denmark, stop stealing. It doesn't do much, it just slows down their progress if they agree. Hubble Space Telescope, 11 turns in Busan, 10 in Seoul. I think I'll take it in Busan because it's got slightly less production there. And it'll make it quicker to build parts there. We don't want that, we want that, and that, and that, maximizing our science. And it's soon going to be time to start popping those scientists, which I have been saving up. Happiness not looking too clever. Let's get a zoo up. And where are we going to go for relics? There. Oh, no, that one's already heading to there, I bet. Have we got any outside of city-states? Yes, we do, down there. Again, starting with the ones furthest away. Because when he starts going for relics as well, you know, he'll pinch that, and I don't want to be left with empty museums. But I think after that, there's one there that isn't in anyone's territory, and one there that's in mine but not workable. That one's in mine but not workable. Okay. So there's no harm in digging them up if they're in your territory but not workable. You just create a thing. It doesn't give off any culture because it's not being worked. And it means other civs can't get it, and they will come in and plunder you. Harold, we've spoken about this. I've got nukes. Adopt policy. Well, I think it's got to be something happiness related. It's a science bonus. See, that would be useful. Resources gifted by city-states increased by 100%, but happiness from gifted luxuries increased by 50%. On the other hand, every national wonder, we've got 11. Let's put it on and see what we get to. 18. So, you know, it's keeping us safe for a little while. Nobody wants a trade route. But you're the most gold. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we do need the luxuries. How about that? 5 aluminium. How about 3? And can you give me that cotton as well? No, you're not getting gems. I've only got 1 copy of them. It's improved my happiness slightly up to 22. I've got a spy. Come in. You are trying to invade my ally, matey. Now, I could gift Quebec City a unit. I could also liberate them later. Which actually gives me a nice path directly to Copenhagen through friendly territory, so I can disembark land units there, cross this strait, and march straight for Copenhagen if I decide to go domination instead. On the other hand, if I was going for domination, gifting like a machine gun or 2 to Quebec City would be a pretty good idea, because it'll just weaken this army a great deal. And I think it would have to be a machine gun, because it's a ranged unit and quite strong in defense. In fact, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just gift this unit? Ooh, we can upgrade it to a bazooka. Combat 85. Let's pop it up to a bazooka and then gift it to that city. We're not working. Oh, we are working tiles. Ocean resources +1 production. Let's do that. And then get a bazooka to replace the one that we've just given away. Next turn I can start that dig, but that is a great place to save.